The Water for All Partnership is an EU-funded initiative for scientific research and innovation for the water sector. Its goal is to tackle water challenges to face climate change, help to achieve the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, and boost Europe's competitiveness and growth to achieve a water-smart society. The Pillar D of Water for All, led by Water Europe, intends to demonstrate the efficiency of innovative solutions through the water-oriented living labs. This is a series of interviews to the frontrunners of water-oriented living labs that will join forces and collaborate in the next phases of the program. Enjoy the series.
Okay. So, Professor Petteri Alho, welcome.
Hi.
Could you start by introducing yourself a little bit?
Yeah. Hello, I'm Petteri Alho. I'm professor and head of department in University of Turku, Department of Geography and Geology. But I'm also director of Freshwater Competence Centre, which is umbrella for research organization and universities or they researchers for doing freshwater research.
Let's talk a little bit about the Freshwater Competence Centre as a living lab.
All right.
And I have a few questions for you. If we start with, what are the innovative practices, technologies or methodologies that you have used in the Freshwater Competence Centre as a living lab?
Yeah, well, as a physical geographer, scientist, we are always on the edge of technology. We are applying different type of sensors, mapping tools, for example, mobile laser scanning in river geometry mapping. We have different type of applications for bathymetric mapping, but also very close collaboration with companies, or one company who is doing ADCP, acoustic Doppler profiler, and modified those, and communication is back and forth. So we have close connection to business, and also we are using our, I will explain a little bit later what are those super sites, but we are testing certain things in three different big watersheds here in Finland. We have long-term data sets from these watersheds, and when I'm saying long-term, they start, the longest ones are like 50 years, and my group has collected almost 20 years time series of flow related data on these super sites, and business collaboration kind of ecosystem that we have. We have RDI activities with those companies. You know, they are asking, could we do certain setup for measurements, and then we can test that in super sites, and then have also subcontracting for those companies.
What about society, the society economical, and it impacts in environment and benefits to local communities? How are we reaching that?
Well, maybe that's a local community is a kind of weak point in our freshwater competence. And of course, we have communication and news what we are doing, but we should pay focus more on co-creation and also get involved in local communities. It might be challenging task in certain times. What impact in environmental impacts benefits we have created? Definitely, when we know better how these watersheds are working, we can create more environmental friendly approaches on these watersheds, and also apply that more broad view. I mean, in Boreal watersheds in general. So I think that's the environmental impact that we have.
You have worked. Freshwater Competence Centre is now 2 years old, 3 years old.
Yeah, that's idea. It's just 3 years old, but of course, in research and with a little bit different setup, we have worked almost 20 years there, or 20 years.
What are the lessons that you have learned? Which challenges that you have faced in transforming pure science into a wall?
Yeah. Well, when we have this kind of natural lab or living lab setup, there is always, when we do some measurements, mapping, it's real environment, and everything can happen. We might lose some equipments. Some measurements are not really working, even though the in a more friendly environment they might be just fine. In bigger picture, maybe challenge is to have a continuation in funding and get permanent position for people who are working in Freshwater Competence Centre and those. But right now we are doing quite well on those.
That's great. What is your future visions? Where you want to go, and have any clues or any tips for the ones that are starting now?
Well, when I mentioned that now we are doing quite well, we just got from Research Council of Finland, we got extension of Freshwater Competence Centre. We got flagship funding and status. This is a brand new one week old announcement, and there is 8 years time period of 4+4 time period, and it's going up to 50 million euros. And by that we will tackle those challenges that I mentioned. We are getting permanent positions for key players and so on. But then in wall perspective, we are getting closer and closer. DIVA means digital waters, so we have this digital aspect all the time in our research. So we are getting closer and closer full digital twin of these super sites, and we have three of those in Finland. One in Tana, very north in Finland. Then northeastern Finland we have Oulanka super site, and here Helsinki region we have Vantajoki watershed. So those three, they are our super sites, and we are getting that digital twin in during this flagship. I believe that we will get it full version, and of course then living lab approach, it will be much more flexible and applicable for various end users. You know, we can, I don't know even what kind of applications we can create, but let's do this digital twin full version of that as good as we can.
Great. It's a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for you.